It has been a very active, severe weather day, and the storms continue to roll north all along the greater metro and beyond. We'll track what happened earlier, show you what's happening now, and look forward to a forecast that has a massive cold change. I've got it coming up next.
Cleanup in southern Minnesota. After strong storms uproot trees, down power lines, and tip over semis on I-35. Minneapolis students take their frustrations about longer school days to the school board. Pilots sounding the alarm about staffing shortages ahead of the busy summer travel season.
This project actually helped me find beauty in the unusual.
And a unique photo exhibit to raise awareness about a rare disease.
This is Fox 9 News at 9.
Another round of severe weather pushing through our area. This is a live look on the roads and in the skies tonight as these spring thunderstorms roll through.
South of the metro, they've already seen some damage from the storms earlier today. Near Faribault, 9 semis tipped over from those strong winds. Thankfully, nobody hurt. That area also saw snapped trees, down power lines, and hail that covered the ground, almost looking like snow.
Well, we want to start right away with our chief meteorologist, Ian Leonard.
Yeah, and it's been an active weather day. I know you've been busy tonight as well, Ian. So how are we looking as we move into the overnight?
Well, tonight becomes all about rumbling storms with the probability of hail, thunder, lightning, and some very heavy rain. That's metro specific because I want to start with the big picture view. The large yellow box, that's a severe thunderstorm watch in place until midnight, and it includes the Twin Cities metro. But notice the 3 large red boxes to the south. Tornado watches take up a good portion of Iowa. That's where most of these storms had their initialization and continued to work here off to the northeast. The one thing I want you to look at, there's the line of storms that's coming across the metro and I-35 right now. But as we look to the west, there's another line of storms that will come across the Minnesota River Valley and keep us rumbling, if you will, past midnight into about 3 a.m. It is a vivid lightning show. For the better part of this evening, we've had reports from Sibley all the way down to Goodhue and parts of Dakota County of ping pong ball size hail. For reference, that's about 1.5 inches in diameter. That's some big hail. Thunder, lightning, and winds at 50 to 60 miles per hour. We're not talking about any severe storms here in the greater metro right now, but as you look to the west, we just have a notification of strong storms developing in Meeker, McLeod, and Kandiyohi counties. And you can see it right here. See those yellow squares? That gives us an idea the Doppler radar is locked onto at least a degree of rotation within these storms. And for reference, they're working here off to the northeast at around 40 miles per hour. So from those areas into parts of Stearns County, time to stay sky aware. Everyone else, it is all about the big bad rumbles, the heavy rain, and the pea-sized hail across the metro. Earlier today, once the strong storms hit I-35, knocked over the semis, and then worked into parts of Dakota and Goodhue County, we sent Babs Santos down there. Babs found an awful lot of damage. Babs driving through the storms right now. Why don't you tell us how your evening's been?
Yeah, that's right, Ian. Right now we're in Rice County, and we've seen plenty of the damage that this storm is leaving behind, especially in these smaller townships. There's really nothing, of course, on those farm fields to stop the wind once it really gets going. Now, the damage includes down power lines, and tonight, more than 1,300 Minnesotans are dealing with power outages, many of them in Rice County. Here, about 600 people affected between 9 outages. The power was out at Fred Wilner's home earlier today in Wheeling Township. He described the storm this afternoon as there and then gone in just a couple of minutes. A large black cloud that ripped roofs off buildings, brought down power lines, and knocked over trees.
It was a lot of stuff that it moved now that's never moved out there, and I've been here 22 years. So I got trees all around my house are down, and luckily they missed the house, the trees, and they're, you know, probably, I want to say probably 6 feet, 7 feet in diameter.
We are paying very close attention to the weather in this area, and we'll have more for you very soon here on air and online. But for now, we'll send it back to you.
All right, Babs. And you can also download that Fox 9 weather app to stay on top of these spring storms. This will give you access to the latest forecasts, interactive radar, and any weather alerts. You can download it for free in the App Store or on Google Play.
And we'll get back to our weather coverage in just a bit. But in other news, Minneapolis public school students are making their voices heard.
Students say the extension of the school day for every school is not one size fits all because some schools already stay longer.
And tonight they took that issue to the school board. Our Courtney Godfrey was at the meeting tonight with their concerns.
Students packed into the district building tonight asking the school board to reconsider a plan that lengthens the school day and extends the school year 2 weeks.
Why are you punishing us and we did nothing wrong? We did nothing to you guys. They were fighting for livable wages and they were fighting for the students.
While the district says the move is necessary to make up for instructional time lost during the teachers' strike, students say they didn't get any say in the plan and that not all schools and grade levels will be short state requirements despite the time lost. Parents and teachers saying that 2 days into these longer days, our littlest learners are arguably struggling the most.
This means that primary grade level students will be at school from 7:30 in the morning to 6 p.m. in the afternoon with only one good lunch, some snack in afternoon, and the next day, tired.
2 weeks ago, Superintendent Ed Graff left the school board meeting when students started shouting profanities over this same issue.
And if you are willing to stop a conversation because you don't like the way you're being talked to, then you are not an educator.
Ultimately, any change needing to be worked out between the board and the union.
We talked to Board Chair Kim Ellison tonight, who said that while a vote couldn't be taken tonight, they have been in talks with the union, and they do plan and they hope that they can make modifications to address the concerns that they heard from students and parents this evening. In Minneapolis, Courtney Godfrey, Fox 9.
St. Paul Public Schools will relax its mask mandate. A resolution passed at the school board meeting tonight that bases masking on local COVID levels. Last month, that same resolution failed. In the new policy, masks are no longer required when community transmission is at low to medium levels. The policy is similar to what many districts in the metro already have implemented. Minneapolis, now one of the last school districts to require masks at all times.
Bail is set at $250,000 for the suspected driver involved in a deadly crash. Authorities charged Alejandro Saavedra with criminal vehicular homicide and criminal vehicular operation. Saturday morning's crash killed 16-year-old Sydney Kohner and severely injured a 15-year-old girl. Police say Saavedra admitted to drinking and using drugs before driving the girls from a hotel to try to avoid officers responding to a noise complaint.
A remarkable show of forgiveness in a federal courtroom in St. Paul. Members of the Dar al-Farouk Islamic Center asked a judge for leniency at the sentencing of 2 men who bombed the Bloomington Mosque nearly 5 years ago. Michael McWhorter and Joe Morris eventually cooperated with federal authorities, testifying against their militia leader. Now, both had faced mandatory minimums of at least 35 years behind bars.
It's very important for all Minnesotans to see and get this message. This is what it looks like to be Minnesotans for us. As a Muslim community, as Islam teaches us, this is what our faith teaches us, to forgive each other, to welcome each other, and to live together when we have our differences.
The judge sentenced Michael McWhorter to 16 years in prison. Joe Morris received 14 years. A manhunt underway for a man who set off a smoke grenade and then fired off a barrage of bullets on a New York City subway train.
33 rounds were fired, shooting at least 10 and injuring several others. Police have identified a person of interest, Frank James, who rented a U-Haul van in Philadelphia. A key to that van was found in a collection of belongings on the train that they believe belonged to the gunman. That man has addresses in Philadelphia and Wisconsin. Those on the train described the scene as chaotic.
You hear pop, 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 3 or 4 quick pops back to back. Screaming doubles, the panic of the guy trying to open our door, and the 4 or 5 faces squished against the door behind him, banging as smoke is filling up behind them. It's getting harder to see them. And there's nothing I can do. That was maybe the worst feeling of my entire life, was helpless.
Police say the attack was not an act of terrorism. At last check, 5 people were in critical condition but expected to survive. In all, at least 29 were treated at hospitals for gunshot wounds, smoke inhalation, and other conditions. While you could soon be facing travel troubles, Delta pilots are getting ready to picket at MSP.
Plus, remembering the legacy of iconic comedian Gilbert Gottfried. We'll share a clip of him bringing some laughs right here on Fox 9.
And a photographer is helping people with vitiligo see themselves in a different light.
And of course, we are keeping an eye on the skies tonight. This is a live look as lightning flashes over Egan. Stay with us.